Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Chris. I'm here with Kathy. We go by Ginger Marvin on Instagram and YouTube, and we have another What's Sold video for you today. I'm kind of laughing because it's funny. If you've been watching our channel for a while, you know our dog Reese, and you know his drama, I don't know, with this bed. He has been laying in this bed all day, and he saw us pick up the camera, and he got out of his bed like a turd. What is he doing? What are you doing about that? So anyway, figured I'd point that out and call him out on it. But yeah, we're going to pull some orders for, what is today? It is Tuesday. Yeah. And we have a few coffees to go over real quick first. Yeah, I wanted to thank Cindy. She sent us 4 copies, said, hey, thanks for being so informative and just wonderful people. So that's very nice, Cindy. Thank you so much, Cindy. And yeah, I did see your YouTube comment. We do appreciate that, Cindy. Yeah. Thank you so much. And Michelle bought us a coffee, said she said, hey, new to your channel. She's from England, not a reseller, but loves watching us and loves our dog and thinks he's a cutie. So he's a cutie, but he's a turd. So thank you so much, Thank you so much, Michelle. We do appreciate that from all the way over the pond. Thank you so much. If you have a dog, let us know. Yeah. We love little some puppies. Doggy pen pals, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, we do appreciate all the support from the Buy Me a Coffee. If you don't know what that is, there's a link down in our description. It's just a way to help buy us coffee. Kathy gets Starbucks every once in a while, and it also goes towards helping support the channel. So all that support is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's get pulling. I do only have 8 sales today, so a little under what I like to be at, which is at least 10. But I haven't listed yesterday. I haven't listed a lot this week. Yeah. And the times I have listed was mostly like 10 items when I'm usually at 15 to 20. So yeah, we're trucking along, but we're gonna go hard again in January. Yeah. But this week we're just kind of trying to. We mentioned in the last video, get our inventory through. I'm trying to list stuff we already have. Like today, you can see the state of the office. We got all these shoes out. We've been processing. So today, most of these shoes are the ones that you've been seeing on this shelf, which were unlisted for one reason or another, mostly because they needed some work. And so Chris helped me do Doc Martens Wonder Balsam on some of them, and I cleaned some of them and stuff like that. So I built, you see over there, I built a box for that snowboard that Kathy found. So we'll talk about that after we pull of our sales, and stick around for that because we're going to show you guys how we process and ship large bulky items. So all right, so first sale was this Zara sweater. So this is just something I bought for my son off of Kitizen. I bought it for $15, and then I resold it back on Kitizen for $19.80 with free shipping. He did get some wear out of it. So shipping on Kitizen is $4.15 for an 8-ounce package, which this is under 8 ounces. So I'm making back like $13. So losing $2, but my kid got to wear a cute sweater. Yeah. Very happy with that. You basically leased a sweater for $2. All right. And since I'm almost through my holiday mailers, even though Christmas and stuff is over, I'm still gonna finish these off. I did see Shipping Hip, that's where these ones are from, are releasing their Valentine's ones on January 6th, which is like next week or so, right? So yeah, I want to be through these, even though I have plenty of others. I just really love all their prints. So, and I just love Valentine's Day. So yeah, we do have a link for Shipping Hip below if you need to get a last minute deduction or something. Yeah. Business expenses, or if you're just maybe going to start up reselling in January for the first time, you're going to need something to ship your items. Obviously you can get free boxes from the post office, but you can't use them for first class packages, which is what this is. So for that we use things like Shipping Hip, Magical Mailers, Amazon has to get different sizes. And obviously Shipping Hip, it's not obviously the cheapest, but it's because they have print and they're a small business and they have to make a little money too. So if you just want the cheapest ones you can find, I would probably go to Amazon and, get you're going to get it cheaper if you buy more, obviously. Buying in bulk, you get a lot cheaper, If you buy 100 pack, it's probably $13 to $15 or so, whereas Shipping Hip is more like $20. You get cute prints, so whatever you need. We do have Amazon links below with different mailers we use as well. The cool thing about Shipping Hip is they use artists to make their plans or their patterns, if I'm not mistaken, this right? This one is, so Shipping Hip gets the mailers printed, but Jill, I don't know how you say that. If you look this person up on Instagram, she probably has a ton of nice art on her page and stuff. So they just find different people. They like their artwork, reach out, ask them to make a print.
sometimes they'll have all their, so if you want to follow Shipping Hip on Instagram, they'll ask their followers, which one do you like best?
Right.
And then they'll make the majority.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So you can have a say on the next pattern.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. That's why I like doing theirs versus just Amazon. Like, it's like 2 women owned, so it's nice knowing you're supporting small business.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. And it's technically a deduction. So.
An expense, right? So
a business expense, yeah. Alrighty, this is just a puzzle that I picked up last week, I believe, for $3.99. It did sell on eBay for $17.16 plus shipping, so not a huge profit, but a super easy thing to lift, sold fast.
Yeah.
And yeah, I always look for new unboxed games, puzzles, things like that, because all you really have to do is scan the barcode, and it'll tell you, you know, what. It'll usually pull up the exact item. Occasionally it doesn't, and then I'll just type, you know, Sun's Out Moose puzzle, but...
Right. Sometimes the subject matter is what's most important, and this is the... Yeah. It's not just a square or rectangular puzzle, it's in the shape of a moose, so it kind of stood out a little bit.
And I'm surprised because I hate puzzles, but puzzles sell really well, so...
I love puzzles.
If you find them in new condition, for sure, definitely look them up.
Yeah, we pass right over anything that's opened, so...
So for that puzzle, I originally thought it might fit in a mailing box, which would be free from the post office, this one here.
Yeah.
But it's just a little bit too wide.
Gotcha, yeah.
So, like, I couldn't slip it in there. So I pulled this box from the closet and weighed it. So this puzzle is just barely over a pound. It's like a pound and an ounce. So I made sure that this box wouldn't put us over 2 pounds, which it did not. So that's how we're shipping that. And the dimensions, thankfully... It's like 17 and a half, which once you get to
18.
Right over 18 is when it kind of gets to oversized pricing, which would be expensive, in which case I would have just found a different box. But this one works, keeps us under 2 pounds. The buyer lived in Idaho, so it only costs $8.59 to ship this out, which is great. And that's through USPS, so. Yeah, that's what we do. And we don't have, because these boxes... For Posh, there's plenty of great sizes, but most of them are either a flat rate or a regional rate, in which case you cannot use them for... I mean, you can use them for eBay if you pay those rates, but those rates are a lot usually versus just paying per pound.
Yeah, Poshmark makes it easy because you can use any of those. Yeah. So it's...
that's what that is.
If you're new into reselling and you're having trouble with shipping, we try to recommend using Poshmark just because their shipping is... It's as easy as it can get. So, and then, you know, as you develop and figure out how to do shipping better, you can branch out to the other platforms. Yeah. Probably eBay next.
Yes.
So.
All right. This is a Carhartt scrub top, so like a nursing top. I got this at the bins, which is, if you're new here, I know, I'm going to say this because we have a lot of new subs and stuff, so... You might not know what the bins is. If you're watching reseller content, that just means it's the Goodwill outlet store. So if you don't know what that is, just Google Goodwill outlet in your area. And you, instead of going in a normal Goodwill where you would just scan the racks that are sized already and everything like that, you go through literal bins of what people would say is garbage, basically. But
it's the stuff that mostly doesn't sell. Sometimes there's stuff that hasn't even been processed through at a regular store. But
I would say a lot of times what I get is probably the raw donations, which is it never made it into a Goodwill store to begin with, in which case, like this, I don't think had a... You can tell if it went through a Goodwill store because it will still be tagged with the normal Goodwill tag, but you don't pay the price that was tagged. You pay just by the pound. Per pound, so this weighs like 8 ounces. I think like 6 ounces, actually. So our Goodwill here, they're all different, but ours here I think is $1.49 or $1.59 per pound. So half of that is what I paid for the shirt. So 70 cents, and it sold for $13 plus shipping. But if you're a new reseller or just want a fun time, I think it's fun to just go dig through. And usually you can fill like up a whole cart for like less than $100, and often I'll find one single item that can probably pretty much pay for the whole haul.
If you're into treasure hunting and you're not worried about getting dirty, you know, maybe getting in a fight. No, I was kidding. It can be it's a different experience. It's different. It's a different shopping experience than you've ever experienced in America. And it's fun. We like to go on date nights and stuff and try to pay for our date with stuff that we found.
So, check it out.
But it is definitely not for everyone.
That's true.
Right. So.
And I'm not competitive, so I definitely don't get in the new bins as much. But
Right.
so this is these. I had to pull these out early because I wasn't quite sure I could fit them in a padded flat rate. Generally, jeans I can fit in a padded flat rate, but these were men's like 42, I think, by 36. So big and long.
Yeah.
So,
lots of fabric there.
I almost didn't fit them. I had to take them out of the plastic that we store our items in to begin with, and then I rolled them up. So generally I would have just paid the little like extra $1 or something to ship them. Well, these particular jeans are also over 2 pounds, so I would have had to pay a 3 pound rate. That's why I made them fit in here.
Right.
If it was a 2 pound rate, I probably would have just paid the little bit of extra. But it would have been 3 pounds, and this person lives in Pennsylvania, which is far away from Colorado, which means it would have been like $13, whereas this was $7.76 in a padded flat rate because the holiday rates are gone for now. They'll probably be back next month.
Right.
Not holiday rates, but just the new 2022
The same
rates.
It seems like that's what it's been the past couple years, right? They do the holiday rate, then it goes back down, and then like a month later, a couple weeks later, it goes right back to right around what the holiday rate was. So I think they have released how much it's going to be. We just haven't really looked at it.
Yeah, so I pretty much got used to those. So for the next couple weeks, I'm going to enjoy the cheaper prices.
Yeah.
But these were some Levi's. You'll see the screenshot on the screen, but Levi's loose fit jeans, which I've been talking about a lot. They're kind of Y2K-ish. There's, I don't know if these were silver tabs or they were just loose fit, but if you see Levi silver tab, it's probably a good pickup. And then definitely loose fit, baggy fit right now is really popular. And right now is December 2021. So if you're watching this a year from now, check comps because who knows what's going to be popular then.
I'd say even check comps today because, things can change. And, although we had a good time selling those, tomorrow it could be different. So
I didn't see how much they sold for. So I paid $9.99 for these, and they sold for $40 plus shipping, which is about what they've been selling for. If you look at comps, there are some up in the $60 range even. I usually price mine at $50 plus ship and then send offers down to $40, and they usually sell fast. I like fast sales, so if you like to hold on to things longer, you can probably get even more. All right, viewer sale going out to Dina.
Nice.
She bought these hokas. So thank you so much, Dina. I picked these up for $12.99. And Dina bought them from us for $59.30 plus shipping. So thank you so much, Dina.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dina.
I did see your message saying, we could ship them in a mailer to save money. That was so sweet. Thankfully, the hokas are fairly lightweight. So even when I add them into a shoebox, we're still going to be under 2 pounds.
Sweet.
I might not have a shoebox up here, but I know.
Oh, yeah. I think we were out. Yeah.
Okay, this one is. So I'll just show you. So these shoes alone are $1.7. This box is probably going to make it to like $1.13 or so, $1.12. So, yeah.
Little room for paper.
Yep. So in this case, putting them in an envelope doesn't really matter. A 2 pound rate is going to be the same whether you put it in a box or a mailer. But if this box made the shoes go over 2 pounds, then I would consider just bubble wrapping around the shoes and then putting them in a mailer. So.
Thanks for the offer.
Thank you, Nina.
if we had to send them in a mailer, that would be awesome.
I feel better putting them in the box anyways, but thank you so much for your purchase.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That's a very generous purchase, and we do appreciate it.
All right, BY. Nope, what am I doing? That's an S.
BS.
BY. Alright, so these are those Clarks hiking boots I showed in a recent haul video. I did say I paid up for them at $12.99, which for Clarks, to me, that's a crazy amount to pay. But I've never seen Clarks hiking boots before, and every other brand hiking boots are a great seller. So I wanted to try them out. So again, I paid $12.99. I listed them at $50. Comps on eBay and stuff are about $40 plus shipping. On Posh, since we use Posh or VA, I listed a little higher knowing it's going to send 20% off to anyone who likes it. But these ones, somebody, I don't even think she liked them. She just offered $30. I wanted to counter, but also I don't like countering because it usually does not result in a sale. So I accepted the $30. I make $24. So it's just over about a $10 profit. And yes, I could have got more if I held out. But again, that was kind of an experiment for me. Now I know they sold fast. And they do have a lot of likes on all platforms. I have another pair that's a suede one. But yeah, I would definitely pick them up again. I don't know that I'd want to pay $12.99 for them still.
Right.
But they seem like they're a good seller just based on how much attention they're getting. So. All All right, these Salomon shoes sold on Poshmark today. I have $10.99 into these. They sold, someone offered $37. I had them listed at $59. They have only been listed a couple days, but they're also a women's 6. And because those usually take forever to sell for me, I wanted to move these quickly. So $37, I was happy with that. That was Poshmark. Oh, I didn't really say how much shipping. So these are both Posh, so we can use basically any of these boxes.
Yeah.
Probably a medium flat rate on the Clarks. And then, yeah, so what I meant earlier, like, about you can't, like, all these can use on Posh no matter what. But on
Any
eBay,
of the priority
a medium
mail
flat
box.
rate, you have to choose medium flat rate, and I don't even know what it is anymore. It's like 12 something.
Yeah.
Maybe even $13 now. I don't know.
Poshmark has a great deal with the post office to be able to use that stuff. So if your we've heard of people getting some pushback from their postal workers saying you can't use that, but it says it right on the label. So
Yep, it literally says Poshmark shippers are authorized to use all priority packaging, including flat rate, regional rate packaging through zones of local 1 through 8.
Yeah.
So just show them that if they give you trouble.
Right.
If they still won't accept it, just take it
Go
back
to a
and
different
go to
post office.
place.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, I think both of those, a medium flat rate is a good size. All right, last sale, top shelf, some Ultra boots. We kind of moved everything around.
Yeah.
There. These ones. So I've sold Ultra many times. I've never sold like the boots before. And comps were actually pretty good, although I accepted lower than I probably could have got. I say this all the time just because, I like to make sales and I like to make money.
We like to move product.
That's the whole point of what we're doing. So I did pay $12.99 for these. I listed them, I think, at $79, and I got an offer of $50. They've been listed a couple weeks, maybe 2-3 weeks at this point, so not a terribly long time. Definitely could have held off, and comps on eBay were about more like 60 plus ship, but I'd rather sell them on Posh again. So
Yeah.
$50, I make $40, I paid $12.99. I think that's a really good profit, so that's what those are, and those will probably fit well. Also on a medium flat rate, I think, so yeah, those are women, so definitely be on the lookout for those. Hopefully this year I can find the Hoka boots. I haven't found those yet. Well, I have found them, but they were too beat up to buy. Alright. But yeah, Ultra's a good running shoe brand. And definitely boots in any brand usually do well.
Yeah.
So
I think we'll go ahead and pack these up just because they're kind of taking over our workbench there, and then we'll go over this thing. So we'll be right back.
alright.
All right, we got our sales packed up, ready to go. Turned off the camera and look, right back in his bed.
Easy.
I snuck up on him. He didn't know I was going to record again.
Good boy.
We still love him. All right, so
Here's
what
our
is
box.
this?
So we took 2, Reese's Food comes from Amazon in these pretty big boxes, although not quite big enough to fit the snowboard on its own, so we took 2 of them. And
Modified them.
When I say we, I mean Chris. Because I don't really like cutting boxes.
Yeah. So I kind of Frankenboxed them together to kind of get a box of decent shape that we need. And it
Plus, we need to know the dimensions. Like,
Yeah.
I already have the photos of this to list, but I can't list it if I don't know how much it's going to cost to ship.
Yeah.
Mostly because I don't want to lose a bunch of money. I know it's going to be expensive no matter what. At least probably, well, I know how much now because I looked it up. But in my head, originally, I thought at least $50 probably.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And, you can kind of get a good idea if you have comps to go off of. The comps were, having $45, $50.
some of up to $75.
Yeah, so that can be a good place to start to what you're, if you don't have any idea right up front, right? So look at the comps, see if there's some kind of similarity there, and that's a good starting point.
Yeah.
Then, so what we did is built a box if you don't have one, right? So if you don't have a box that works perfectly, you build one, and that's kind of what we did here. So you'll see it.
I mean, you could probably go buy something. I know Harry Tornado always talks about he buys one specific box for his, what are those things you put golf club bag?
Yeah, those two.
So honestly, we probably could have bought one of those. It's probably a similar size to this one we're shipping.
We had somebody suggest lamp boxes.
Yeah, and that makes sense because this took Chris a while to make. So we could have bought a box for $5. That still would have been worth the time that it took him.
Yeah, it took me about 20 minutes or so, and you know, it's not a perfect box, right? No. So it's going to take quite a bit of tape. It's going to work. Yeah. You know, we had the boxes that don't work for anything else.
Tape also costs a lot of money, so that's probably, honestly, tape's probably our biggest expense in our business. Yeah. I mean, we use it every day.
We've recently changed our tape
to a cheaper,
to a less expensive one. Yeah. So we used to get the Duck brand, and now we got this. It's a much thinner tape. Yeah. It's kind of like the eBay tape if you use the eBay tape. So it works fine. You know, we just use a couple more pieces. So
so whatever's worth it to you. If you want to find a box, build it, or just buy a box. Anyways, but yeah. So we have one. We got the dimensions, which are 42 by 9 by 14, so that's very large. So like in general, we sell mostly shoes. Those I just know. Right. I'm just really going by pounds because I know they're not over the basic, usually 130 inches, whatever that is called, all the way around.
The length,
whatever that's called,
girth or whatever. Yeah.
Anyway, so we were just going to show you on Pirate Ship kind of our thoughts on oversized items.
Yeah, so once you have a box and know the size and dimensions, know the weight. So we weighed it. It's like, 13 and 0.4 ounce. I don't know, 4 ounces.
Yeah, so the box and the snowboard in it is 11 pounds, 4 ounces, but you're going to want to round up because we're still going to either put bubble wrap or paper it around the snowboard. So yeah, at least 12 pounds on this, but what I've noticed in the past, just from shipping big things, is UPS usually like 10 to 20 pounds.
The same.
Once you have the dimensions in, the pounds are going to be the same price.
It's more of like a cubic rate. And I did double
check on this, and it is. So I put in 12 pounds, then I put in 20 pounds. It's the same price with the dimensions.
For the most part. If you have something very heavy, that's when you're going to, So
I would check it. So what I usually do then is I put in the closest to my item. So I put in 12, then I'll just go to 13, 14. Like, I'll go up to as high as I can before it changes the price.
Yeah.
And like, so this 20 pounds, I'm still going to say it's 20 pounds just when I ship in case some skill somewhere on its journey gets wrong or something.
Yeah, we try to give as much grace for our measurements. And that also brings me up, when you're measuring, if it's, like these came up to like 13 and a quarter, you got to round up to 14. Yeah. And even if it's right at 13, if the price doesn't change much, we round it up, right? Yeah. So just want to bring that up because you have to round up to the next inch, not the nearest
even
inch.
Even if it's like
the next
13.1, technically you should. Yeah, it's not like a 0.5 thing, I would say, like on.
Yeah, and especially on something like this where this side is a slight different measurement than this side, go with the biggest one and then go up from there. So
yeah, what I always do, I think of like a state far away. So I looked up New York. So I just Googled a random zip code in New York. Pretty much anywhere in New York's probably going to be the same price.
Yeah.
So a New York zip code I found was 10001. Then we're going to put our dimensions. So 42 by 14 by 9. And so we'll just show you 12 pounds to begin with. So 12 pounds, no ounces. Then we're going to get the rates. So I already pretty much knew that we're probably going to be shipping this UPS.
Yeah.
But this is Pirate Ship. It does tell you different things. Priority mail is like double, which I figured. Priority mail is great for small items, not for really large items.
Yeah, UPS is great for ground is the best that we've found as of right now.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I just don't like FedEx, so if I can avoid them at all costs, I do. But yeah. So that's not bad. Honestly, that's cheaper than I thought it was. That's to go all the way to New York from Colorado.
Right.
With that big of a box, that much weight. And then, like I was saying, you could just switch this. I stopped at 20, but you're going to see it's the same price.
Yeah.
$36.75. So, I know that. Then I was like, okay, what if someone in Alaska buys this? Because it's a snowboard, there's snow a lot in Alaska. I don't want someone in Alaska. I don't want someone in Alaska to buy this, and I know it's going to be way more than New York or something. So I was like, "How much is it going to be?"
Yeah.
I think this was the Alaska zip code.
She wrote down a few zip codes to kind of go over with you guys. 99502, Alaska.
Yeah. So this is Alaska, and then I also checked Hawaii. Hawaii, Alaska, Guam, Puerto Rico were all like the same price.
Yeah.
$87. Well, this is partial. I don't even think you can use that. I don't really know what partial is.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So
we've never used it.
I feel like I've used it maybe for a perfume because it was ground.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, that might be.
Let me know what partial is. I'm not exactly sure. because that rate's always way cheaper, but I just don't know what it is. Anyway,
Right.
so regular priority mail, $92 to send to these places. So I'm probably, because the snowboard has such a high sell-through rate, and like there's only like 2 listed and a whole bunch sold and for good amounts, I'm probably going to exclude these places just because I could do calculated shipping, but I'd rather just charge a flat rate. I think it sells easier when I do.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to do $39.99 as my shipping costs, no matter where they buy from, excluding those 4 that I just said.
In the continental 48.
Right.
So.
I'll still let it go through global shipping, because if it does, I only have to ship it to Kentucky, and then they pay all the extras from there.
Right.
So,
which would be a ridiculous amount, I would assume.
Right.
So I don't anticipate this selling through global ship.
Yeah.
Luckily for us,
take it off there. I don't know.
Yeah, luckily for us, this particular snowboard has an amazing sell-through rate, and it's, you know what, we got it for like $30 or something.
Yeah.
And it's going for like $300. So
yeah.
I think we're going to sell it quick in one of the 48. We're just kind of giving you guys examples as to what to look out for when you're doing this for yourself. If you're anticipating something's going to sell to Alaska or Hawaii, those kinds of things cost more.
Yeah. So basically what I would say, this is how we do big boxes, is find the box, get the dimensions, think of the furthest place it could go, and figure out how much it is to there, then figure out how much it is closer. Like I put in a Colorado Springs zip code.
Because we are based in Colorado Springs.
So only $16 to ship this big box just across town.
Right.
Which is a really good deal. I mean, for them to even drive to our house would be close to that, Right. So depending on where in the city they live, so yeah.
Now, since we're charging a flat rate, we're still going to charge that $30 or
$9.99. So
$39.99.
Yeah, I mean, it could potentially be a little bit more.
Yeah. The thing is if somebody's in Colorado and they reach out to us, we can work out a deal from there, right? So this is just a way to get it listed to where we're not worried about selling it and not knowing how to ship it and how much it's going to cost. It's very important for you to know at this point, before you have listed it, how much it's going to cost to ship.
Yeah. And so worst case, if I do let it go to any of those 4 places we said we'd exclude, it could cost me up to $90, so I would lose technically $40 or $50, but
we'd still make $200.
Right.
So
worst case scenario, we lose out on shipping from doing a flat rate.
Yeah.
And if you're worried about any of it at all, you could just set up the whole listing as where the buyer pays calculated based on their location versus, so eBay knows where you live, eBay knows where they live. You put in the dimensions of the box in the weight, and then it calculates it for the buyer.
Yeah.
So I don't recommend that, because a lot of times when I'm eBay shopping, I will see something, like sometimes I'll go find somebody I just like watching on YouTube, try to look in their store, and I'll notice it must be calculated, because I know where they live, and I'll be like, I know that this would only cost, like, even to Colorado from, let's say, Florida, I know it costs like $10.68, but they're charging. Well, they're not charging. The calculated shipping is showing me like $16 something, and I don't want to pay that. So even though it's like a $5 difference, like I'm just keep scrolling them because I don't want to pay the extra, knowing how much it would cost me to ship. So.
Right.
That's just me. I know. Obviously, I know about shipping. The average person doesn't know how much something costs to ship. The average person will probably think, wow, that's probably expensive to ship something like this. And even if I charge $75, they might just pay it. Yeah. So
it really depends on what you're selling too. So if you're at all worried about shipping, start with calculated. That's the best way if you don't, want to stress out about it. But it is going to cost more to the buyer. It's going to take you longer to sell. So if you want to really dial it in, this is going to be how you do it. There's also eBay. I pulled up an eBay shipping calculator. If you don't want to use Pirate Ship,
just Google eBay shipping calculator.
Yeah, and it brings you to. It brings you to...
So ebay.com /SHP/
So that's the web address. But it's on eBay.
So $42.49. So 12 pounds. Let's just say this.
Handling fees, that's just what you would charge. But don't forget, you're still on letter there. Put that on large package.
Large package.
But this is a good way for you if you were trying to get familiar with rates and stuff, how much stuff costs. You can come in here and play around and see.
Let's just randomly pick Seattle. Calculate shipping. Okay, so these are showing.
Oops.
So these are USPS, but in-store rate. So this is if you take your box without a label on it to the post office, they're going to charge you, well, this is parcel, so we always skip that. Media mail is only for books and stuff like that, so you definitely can't use that. That would be tempting, but they will definitely catch you on a box like this.
Right. It's a book, I swear.
So USPS retail ground, that's what we would probably be looking at here. So $66, that's if you walk yourself in the store and don't buy through eBay.
You got the priority mail down below here too. So that's retail, but if you check that box that says eBay, scroll up. Yeah. eBay rates, if you check that box, that'll show you what eBay charges. And I don't know if this includes...
Because if you're a top-rated seller, you'll get a discount. So I don't know if this is just regular eBay rates for anybody who doesn't even have a store.
Right.
I think you would get an eBay shipping if you buy through them regardless.
Right. But you can see, it drops the price down on priority.
And these are, again, these shipping rates. So how we saw that our box is going to cost $37. That's, again, because we're going from Colorado to a far place. Like, if you live in California and want to ship it to New York, it's going to be a little bit more even. Right. Because you're a little bit further away.
Yeah, we're fortunate. We live
Everybody's
Colorado.
is going to be different.
Yeah.
And, if you're on one of the sides or whatever, you're probably
coast to coast.
Be a lot more. So you got to check it for yourself every single time on a big thing like this. Yeah. But, once you do it a lot, too, you just kind of would know. Like, I know Drew at Profit Monsters. He always talks about, he sells so many the drum,
rock band sets.
So he knows exactly how he packages them every time. He knows, what's the most or least it's going to be, and he's started charging a flat rate, I believe, for those. So so not bad. And then even you can do FedEx and UPS here too. So let's click over to UPS. eBay rates. Yeah, those are some crazy. That's crazy.
Don't ever pay.
Yeah, don't walk into a store with a box.
The store counter rate. You can save enough money to buy yourself a printer.
If you don't have eBay, go to Pirate Ship, go to Shippo, go to something like that.
Print it on a regular piece of paper and tape the label on your box. You don't need to have a fancy thermal printer if you're, It's nice, and if you're doing any kind of reselling, I highly recommend getting a thermal printer.
And if you don't even have a regular printer, UPS, you can print something there. So send it to your email and go there. They might charge you like 75 cents to print a paper, but that's way better than paying $100-something to ship a box. So this is like what we'd be looking at, a UPS ground. So it might actually be for us cheaper to just go straight through eBay, purchase the label, then go into Pirate Ship for $36. Sometimes Pirate Ship is a tiny bit less on UPS, but sometimes not. So
again, everything's going to be different based on you and your specific situation.
So this is to Seattle from Colorado. Again, if you switch it to another state or whatever, it's going to change slightly. So basically, find the furthest away place and the closest place, and kind of meet in the middle or charge the most, and then hope that somebody buys it.
So that's the basic gist. This also works not just on big bulky stuff, right? So if you're just getting into reselling, Kathy's brain works amazing to be able to know, she memorizes the measurements of the boxes, the weights. She's got all that stuff locked up in her brain of hers. I'm not that good. So, I have to come to something like this and check the rates. Luckily, when she sources stuff, that's part of her sourcing strategy. She knows this is going to cost between X and Y to ship to 90% of the country or whatever. So it's just a muscle that you have to constantly work out, and after selling thousands of things online, Kathy's got it mastered. So got to start somewhere. This is a great place to start. That's how we ship our big bulky items, because obviously you can't memorize this kind of stuff, right? Like this weird misshaped box. Nobody's ever going to memorize how much that's going to cost to ship to and fro. So that's how we do it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for all of our amazing viewers and supporters who have helped support the channel today. We do appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.